Some properties of zero. This set of videos explains the why behind the reason for some properties involving zero. I would now like to share my outline so that you can know what I'll be talking about and in what order. So first is an introduction. First is an overview, which was a previous slide. Then is an outline, which I'm going over right now. Then I'll be talking about zero as neither positive nor negative. And then I'll be defining the variables a and x for the set of videos. Then I'll be explaining why a minus a is equal to 0 by using the idea that subtraction is the opposite of addition. First, we'll be getting used to this idea of subtraction is the opposite of addition by using simple addition facts and finding out subtraction facts by using the idea that subtraction is the opposite of addition. And then we'll explain why a minus a is equal to 0. Next, I'm going to be explaining why a minus a is equal to 0 by using visuals of counters and of the number line. Our first example is 5 minus 5, then negative 4 minus negative 4, and then 0 minus 0. And then we'll summarize the findings. Then we'll be using the fact that division is the opposite of multiplication to explain several facts involving zero. First, we'll get used to this idea that division is the opposite of multiplication. Then we'll talk about 0 divided by x, a divided by 0, and then the zero product property. Now, in the previous slide, I talked about a divided by 0. Now, that includes the idea of x divided by 0 because in this set of videos, a is any real number, could be 0, and x is any real number, but 0. So then I explain x divided by 0 in another way. First, I talk about 12 divided by n as n gets closer and closer to 0, and then negative 12 divided by n as n gets closer and closer to 0, and then we summarize. Then we talk about 0 to the power of a positive number. Then we talk about 0 to a positive integer, 0 to 2.5, 0 to 2 2/3, 0 to 2.7, 0 to 2.71828, 0 to e, and then we summarize the findings. Then we talk about x to the 0 power. The first way we do this is by finding the pattern of higher powers and then applying it to x to the 0 power. And then we find x to the 0 power by using a rule of exponents. And then we talk about 0 to the 0 power, and then we talk about 0 to a negative power. Then we talk about roots of 0, the square root of 0, an even root of 0, the cube root of 0, an odd root of 0, a positive root of 0, a negative root of 0. Then we talk about the 0th root of a, and then we talk about 0 factorial. 0. 0 is a very important number in math. I have a whole set of videos, this set of videos, dedicated to 0. A positive number is a number greater than 0. A negative number is a number less than 0. So this means that 0 is neither positive nor negative. In fact, it's the only real number that's neither one or the other. Let's now define variables for this set of videos. For this set of videos, let a be any real number. It could be 0. Let x be any real number except for 0. So this means that x is either positive or negative. In a previous set of videos, I talked about the additive identity of 0, the idea that any number plus 0 is equal to the any number. So here's a link to that previous video. Now here is a link to the playlist about some properties involving 0, in which this video, which I'm talking in right now, is a part of.